Let me go grab my phone quick.
I call him in that one time.
Yeah. That's right. We tried to call my nephew.
It's when we were drinking Horse Soldier.
Okay, you look it up because I know we tried Horse Soldier. You know what?
I don't think we did.
Yeah,
Actually, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
We know.
We knew you'd get there.
We have one dick in the house. We don't need two.
What were you thinking? I was going to say, I hope there's more than one.
I think my neighbor got it as a gift for his birthday.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon Boys, a podcast where guys get together to talk about bourbon, about life, lore, and libation, and everything that comes with being a dad. We aren't bourbon snobs, still. Just a group of guys who like bourbon for what it is and how it tastes. It's pretty simple. This is podcast number 33. I'm Dew, your host, and here with me are the Bourbon Boys, Alton.
Hey, hey.
We got Kurtron.
Hi there.
And Krattastic.
Hello.
And tonight we have 3 bourbons in front of us. Yeah. We're going to try a 3-chord, which I've seen that before, but I've not had it. A Belfour, and then we're going to round out with Heaven's Door, the Cask strength. So I think we're going to go low to high in the heat.
That would be...
Which might be the Belfour to start.
Yeah.
Belfour's low.
Good to see you, boys.
Likewise.
It's been a while.
I know.
Every time we get together, we say, it's been a while.
It's been a while. This is our semi-annual podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Kudos to our boy Kurt, though. He did try repeatedly to get us on the calendar.
So you guys suck.
Yeah.
And then life happened.
Yeah. You did your job this time, Kurt. We just let you down, bro.
I'm done doing my job.
But
you're so good at it.
You guys have put collectively some serious miles under your feet in the past couple months.
We have. Good miles.
Want to hear all about it.
All right.
Okay.
So what do we got first?
Here, you guys, Kratt, you pour us up. I'll tell you a little bit about Belfour. So this one, I've had it for, probably over a year, waiting to get it into the lineup here. So this is one that came from a discovery while Natalie and I were road tripping to St. Louis.
Okay.
Some liquor store between Knoxville and Nashville, closer to Nashville. We were popping in, just seeing what they had for the lineup. Walking out the door, and the young lady behind the counters said, "Did you find what you wanted?" Like, no, I was looking for, actually, I think we were looking for Fugitive at the time. Still haven't found it. But she's like, "Well, do you want a free sample?"
Nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I couldn't be bothered.
Does anybody ever say no? So she's like, "Yeah, we just got this one in a couple weeks ago. We had a tasting last night. We got a little bit left over, so you want to try it." So this is, I'd never seen nor heard of it before. So she took us over and tried it. This is a Texas pecan. It's a bourbon whiskey finished with Texas pecan wood.
Pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Okay.
Pecan. If you ask my parents, it's pecan. I've gotten used to saying pecan for some reason.
I say pecan, but same thing. If you ask folks I know, it would be pecan.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Pecan pie.
Not like apricot.
Yeah. So we tried it, and honestly, it was good. It was in the moment. Half the reason I bought it was the girl was so freaking nice. It's just with samples and extra sample and telling us all about it. Yeah. Well, she was trying to explain the distribution network. Because I was like, well, I'm looking for this and shouldn't have either. And she's like, well, you might want to go a little bit closer to Nashville because we're served out of here from the Chattanooga Distribution Center versus the Knoxville Distribution. She really had thought it through.
Right. She had reasons.
So,
and then she stood between you and your car.
Yeah, and holding whiskey. So anyway, so we liked it there. It's got an awesome smell, doesn't it?
It really does.
It does.
Mm-hmm. So, again, this is Belfour. The mix on this one, where did I got the recipe? 60% corn, 30% wheat, and 10% barley.
Okay.
So, and then aged about 18 months, and then they drop it for the last 6 months into the staves from the Texas pecan wood.
That's really cool.
That's where they get the flavor.
Okay. So it's a wheated bourbon then.
Yep.
Okay.
Bottled at 92 proof, and the price on this is about $90. So not a cheap bottle. It's in a gorgeous package, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decanter waiting to happen.
It really is.
So,
if you told me that this was from Detroit in the 30s or 40s,
yeah,
it's spot on with like the gold and the wings and the black and that like deco typeface.
Yeah, the texture of the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
totally
pretty sharp.
Totally throwback. So the story on Belfour is, for hockey fans out there, there was a Eddie the Eagle Belfour, played goalie for a number of years, had a very long, successful career. Actually won the Stanley Cup with Dallas in either 99 or 2000. I can't remember. But basically, this is his second career.
Not bad.
So he retired, had a good palate. He and his son went to school. I think his son's name may be Dylan or something. But they went to school together. Then Dylan did an internship. Actually bottled, I think, the first 12 bottles of Belfour during his internship at Woody Creek in Colorado.
Nice.
And then they've since rolled out 5 different flavors or versions. Funny thing is, and I just realized this today when I was doing a little research, so they source it out of either Woody Creek in Colorado or Southern Distilling.
Oh,
in
no
North
way.
Carolina.
Get out.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Right down the road.
Yeah. So,
That's cool.
yeah. So give it a try and see what you guys think, if you haven't yet.
Oh, we have. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
You've been
I like
talking
it.
too much.
Keep going. It's got a great color to it.
Yeah, the color's
Like it's
really nice.
really like an orangey gold. Like that's sharp.
For a young bourbon,
Yeah.
it's not incredibly complex,
No.
but it's got a nice finish, a good amount of warmth on top of the sweet. As you guys know, I like the sweeter side of things. So for me, this is a nice one because it's sweet, but again, it's got a nice warm
Yeah.
finish.
No, that's pretty nice.
I like the finish.
Yeah.
It's just enough.
Yeah. They also
it's good.
have, let's see what else they got. They got a small batch straight bourbon whiskey with the Texas pecan, straight rye whiskey, limited straight rye whiskey, and a special edition straight rye. So a lot of rye.
So a lot of rise.
Yeah. Their distribution, I think they're in about 21 states.
Okay.
Obviously, North Carolina is not one of them.
And
but
you mentioned the age on this one.
yeah, it's about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For a 2-year-old bourbon, that's pretty good.
It actually
Yeah.
tastes
That's
pretty
really
good.
good taste. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only imagine like as you get to the 4, the 8, and the 10, it's going to be a pretty nice bottle.
I don't get a lot on the nose. Could also be
No?
that I'm kind of stuffy right now.
Yeah, I think it might be what's.
yeah, the description from some of the reviews I thought were interesting. On the nose, cinnamon, caramel, roasted nuts, and a touch of fruitcake. I didn't get to fruitcake, but I don't spend a lot of time
Okay.
smelling fruitcake. So
Just dive right in.
yeah, that's right. Who's got time for that?
That's cool. All right, so you were this is a family trip, not the trip.
This was on Natalie and Alton driving to see her parents, not
Okay.
the trip.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right. And on the trip, did you come across this?
no.
So for those of you who didn't know what the trip is,
Yeah. The trip was Natalie and I for our 25th anniversary went out west. Hit a few liquor stores, but no, I did not come across it. Actually, the selection out there was surprisingly limited, I thought. But we went to Arizona, flew into Phoenix, headed up to Sedona, the Grand Canyon, did a bit of hiking, then headed over to, where do we go from there? Zion, Bryce, Moab,
did them all.
Santa Fe, Albuquerque for the balloon fiesta, Petrified
awesome.
Forest. So yeah, it was
What a
incredible.
trip.
It was incredible. Had a great time.
Highlight?
Oh, too many to count. You know what? Like I said, there's 3 or 4 highlights. I mean, from a hiking perspective, at Zion, we hiked the Narrows, which is you can make it as long as it's an out and back trail through the river. So you're actually hiking through the river in the narrow canyons. So that was incredible. Just a different experience to be in that. There was a lot of people doing that. So that was one highlight there. At Bryce, we did got some intel from a lady on one of the buses, and she gave us some insight to a trail called the Fairy Tale Loop. It's about an 8-mile hike that starts actually right outside Bryce Canyon. It was phenomenal. I mean, talk about all kinds of terrain and very, very, very few people. So that was definitely a highlight there. Hit Pagosa Springs, Colorado. First time I'd ever been to a hot springs spa.
All right.
I didn't feel like $1 million after it. I was kind of disappointed. I thought, man, all these aches and pains are going to be gone. fun
such
experience,
luck.
but no such luck on that.
Well, you got to go more than once. Alton.
The Balloon Festival was awesome. Just on time, it was so fun. We got numb to all the vistas. I mean,
I
from
bet.
the
Yeah.
sunrise at the Grand Canyon was amazing on day one. Then day two, you see something else incredible. By about day 6, you're like,
More rocks.
More rocks and awesome formations.
That is very cool.
All right, tell us about the cow, because you had a little run-in with a cow.
The cow.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we did a lot of driving. Like I said, we flew in and did a big loop. We actually put 2,000 miles on the car in 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah, we were trucking, but none of it was overwhelming.
That's crazy.
But we timed all but one day where it was perfect. We did the driving during the daylight and got somewhere and spent the night, then hiked or vice versa. But one night when we left Bryce Canyon, we were heading from Bryce to Moab, and there is nothing. I mean, we talk about like going from parts of the trip out to your old beach house there. You go for a while, like there's nothing between here and there, and it's like 5 miles, 8 miles. Literally, we left Bryce Canyon, and I think we had a 4-hour drive, and there was nothing. There was one potential hotel we could stop at, a place called the Snuggle Inn.
Oh.
And I'm like, I really don't want to do that. So,
Will you meet your next best friend?
Whether you like it or not.
yeah, I life partner. So we left there. We got about an hour and a half of daylight left, so we get there. And while we're driving, it's not like you're even on the interstate or 4-lane highway. You're on a 2-lane road from point to point. Nothing out there. And it's beautiful. But we start noticing these open range signs with a cow on it, right? So we're like, that's interesting. And so what we noticed, an open range apparently means that they don't fence the cows in, right?
There you go.
So they've got the grates by the highway so they don't cross over at certain points, but it is literally just wide open. Well, during the day, we're like, this is not a problem because the cows are like in the distance. We see a lot of them, and they're in the distance. We were like, I wonder if they go back to the barn or what do they do? And I just sleep in the field. Well, apparently what they do is they get their ass in the road at dark. So we're literally like trucking along, and I'm slowing down a little bit, but probably round the curve at 60 miles an hour.
Oh, jeez.
And just basically have to lock it down.
Wow.
There's a cow standing at the road, and Nellie and I laugh because obviously, adrenaline shoots up, and it's and there's nobody else around, so you don't have to worry about hitting it. But that cow was literally standing in the middle of our lane, looking at us dead nuts. It's like, I was like, I knew you'd stop.
I do this all night.
And he said, "Do you have your park pass, sir?"
So we're like, holy criminy.
That's awesome.
So,
That's
he doesn't
not
move.
really what you said.
No, that's all what I said.
We can edit it. But.
So I navigate around him and drive on, and at that point, I'm white knuckle, and we're looking, scanning the horizon. Sure enough, about 10 miles later, it happens again. This time, there's it's this tiny little calf standing in it, and he was in the middle, like on the yellow lines.
Veal.
Yeah, he's standing there, and he was facing the other way, and he just slowly turned his head and looked around and just stared at us. So he wasn't moving, I wasn't moving, and then all of a sudden I started to move the car, and the headlights shifted. So the shadow moved. That scared the bejesus out. Yeah, so that's like there's your secret right there. Just shift the shadows. But so the rest of the drive was crazy, but open range. Open range means no fences, and apparently cows like to stand in the road.
So I got to ask, on the sign, were the cows showed sideways, front ways, or back ways?
They were sideways.
You may see them in any of these directions.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And of course, they're all black heifers. So it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy. What does a cow weigh? What's your guess?
a full-grown cow?
Yeah.
A lot.
What, 800 to 1,000 pounds? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
You aren't going to win if you hit them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Like,
Oh,
No.
Well, that was the other thing, too. Natalie and I were like, if I hit a cow out here, what do we do? I guess we just stay with the car and hope that whoever drives by, because you're not going to, it's going to make the car and drive.
Oh, it'll destroy your car.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if they get on the road like to get heat
I don't
during the
know.
night. You know,
That's the only thing I was thinking of.
Hit
But,
your
it's
ride.
crazy.
Or they're
Hitch a
just
ride.
stupid.
yeah,
There
exactly.
could be that. Could be that.
It's hazing.
He's
You're
like-
getting indoctrinated, so it's a
dare
gay
you.
initiation.
I dare you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Daddy
the
cow
new
was like,
guy.
hey, Get on the line and just follow it.
Yeah.
It'll take you home.
Yeah.
It'll take you home.
That's how we got here. That's great.
Yeah, but it was crazy. It was crazy. But one of the many highlights that we laughed about later.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Now, did you prepare for this? How did you prepare? Other than planning, any physical prep? 'Cause it
No.
sounds like you're doing a lot of hiking.
yeah, we did do a lot of hiking. Just normal. I mean, I like to run a lot. So Natalie went out and did some hikes at the farm here, just to stay stretched out. But yeah, it was pretty much just motivation and finding when we get there. We didn't plan on. I don't think she planned on doing an 8-mile hike, quite honestly.
Okay.
But in the moment,
For those of you who can't see, it looks like Dave's ready to sing his next hymn.
Sorry, I had to lean back. My back was killing me.
all right.
No, you can stretch out if you want.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
No.
put your feet in my lap.
Only if you rub my toes out. Just got to rub my toes.
Yeah.
There are
Learn
no
at the snuggle
there are no
bed.
pineapples up here.
Yeah.
Now, any good bourbon along the way?
No, like I said, it was shock. I had a couple of really good old-fashioned pours,
Okay.
but it was your base. I think one of them was a Maker's and one of them was a Yellowstone.
All right.
So-
Yellowstone's pretty
Which
good.
we've
It's a
had,
good one,
yeah.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's good. But yeah, I was,
Yeah.
like I said, disappointed. Hit a couple of liquor stores and there was a very small whiskey bourbon section. So
Do we need to pull the Yellowstone out for you?
no, I might tear up.
This would have been a good time to do like a Yellowstone tasting with the premier.
It would
I
have been.
know. Saw it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you though, and for any of the 3 or 4 people listening, if you go to Pagosa Springs, there's a little hotel called the Nightingale Inn, and it's a motel, right? They just old 1930s, 1940s
Like classic
motel,
ranch.
classic ranch
Yeah.
motel, one
Yeah.
room, tiny bathroom. They painted it all black and made it cool. But in that place, there's a bar called the Neon Mallard, and I swear the bar is something out of like Stranger Things. So you got this tiny little motel, and then you go in this door, and it's just a swing door that they've got the reflective masking on it, so you can't see what's in it. So I'm walking in thinking, I'm like, it's going to be old, wood paneling, shag carpet or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But you walk into this eclectic, bougie type place, and they've got this gorgeous bar. It's very simple, but a gorgeous bar. And then everywhere you look, there's like these little seating pods, but they're like really well decorated, like with leather chairs or what do you call not velvet, velour type chairs. But anyway, and you go and it's like you can sit in these little pods. Well, then like we're sitting there, and then Natalie's like, what's through that hallway? So she walks through the hallway, and then she disappears. Comes back. I'm like, well, that was fun while it lasted. But then she comes back, and she's like, oh my God, there's like 3 more rooms back here.
Really?
Yeah, so there's like
They put all their money into the bar.
It's like, but there's no way that space is really that big. So I don't know what kind of mind
the
warp they ran
VIP
it through.
lounge.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but it was incredible. But the Neon Mallard, you got to hit it. You will not regret it.
That's awesome.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, and standing in the middle of it was a cow.
I knew
Very
you would
Stranger
come to
Things.
party.
And you're like, you little bastard. I've seen you before.
Yes. You killed Papa.
Oh, God. That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, but
And
it
that was
great.
10 days, right?
10 days. Yep.
Wow,
That's
that's
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah. Then we wrapped it up. Finished Albuquerque for the balloon
Festival,
fiesta.
yeah.
That was incredible. I've been to balloon festivals before. Where 100, 150 balloons go off, and it's like, oh, that's beautiful. But this was just wave after wave after wave of
That's cool.
50, 100 balloons. There had to be over
Yeah.
500 balloons went up that morning.
It's
It's just
crazy.
incredible. Kurt, I know you've seen it
Yeah.
before. And
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
yeah,
Truly crazy.
I didn't realize that many people own balloons.
apparently,
Yeah.
Well, it's international, too, so they're coming from all over the world.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the way they announce her is because they've got a guy on a PA system, and he's talking like, hey, that's Kurt and Liz from Mooresville, North Carolina. They've been coming out here for 17 years, and that's their balloon, Snoopy 2 or whatever. It's like, yeah, and again, it was a small sampling, but he's rallying all these international names and these people and these families. So I think it's a pretty tight-knit group
Okay.
that do this over and over and travel together.
Did you learn why they do it there?
No.
So the reason it's so the valley that you're in there. So when the balloons take off, they stay at a certain elevation because the wind goes south, And then when they get to a certain point, they will go up in elevation, and the wind is actually pushing north because of the shape of the valley. So they literally can take off and actually land back into the same place where they started. So at one point, they're just kind of some of them will go off and just keep going, but a lot of them will go up, and they'll go south, they go up, they come across, and then they'll come back down to the lower elevation. That pushes them south again, and they'll land right back in the same place.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny you said that, because we did notice that there was a big wad that went one direction, and then there was others who were like head of the other. I'm like, how are they doing that?
Yeah.
What does
How
he
do you
know?
control
Is he
this?
trying to do that?
Because you can't. There's no control, correct?
Minimal. They have
Other than up and down.
obviously you can control up and down, but they have these. Think about the open basket between the basket and the balloon.
Yeah.
They put these almost like tarps up. So I think
Like a sail almost?
Almost like
It
a
is,
sail.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Yep.
So again, I assume that provides some navigational capabilities, but so we'll have to ask our ballooner when we get to that.
Yes.
His trip.
Absolutely.
Now you're calling me a ballooner.
You've been
You're
called
talking
worse.
about exactly.
And don't say it.
I'm not saying a word.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting over here.
I was just waiting for the hot air comment to come out.
No.
Waiting for Sarah to be like, I want to be a ballooner.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you
You
don't.
really don't. Yeah.
All right, want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right,
Shall we try this
and
one?
we're back.
Yeah.
What are we drinking now?
Yeah.
We are drinking 3 Chord, which is a 12-year blend.
There you go.
What does 3 Chord stand for?
Well, chords of music. So hold on.
Really?
Yeah, actually, it does. So this is 99.6 proof, and it's done by a gentleman by the name of Neil Giraldo, who was the musical partner of Pat Benatar.
And husband?
I don't think husband. I think just musical partner. Could be wrong.
What is a musical partner?
I think they compose stuff together.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know. I know what a duet is.
We'll send it to the
Yeah,
Google
I mean,
Drive.
I think he was.
You know what a duet is? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I think
Not
he
a
was.
doodad. A duet?
Yeah, I think he was maybe guitar and vocals. I don't know. I think Alton might be out, or Do may be out in the Google truck. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
But anyways, I guess they were all like hanging out in the studio, drinking bourbon. He and some buddies, and started talking about music and different tones and different notes, and wondering how they might be able to take their love of music and bourbon and find those different flavors and do a blend. So that's why we have 3 Chord. So don't know what the connection is with 3 chords. Maybe it's the number of blends. Maybe it's the number of people.
Well, let's ask our expert, because I'm noticing that the logo is a guitar pick.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of 3 Chord, I think of the 3 major
3 chords.
chords of C,
Okay.
G, and F, right? That's what I go to, but
Could be.
Could be any.
Cool.
Any 3 chords.
Yeah.
sure.
They
But-
say a lot of country songs are 3 chords and the truth.
There you go.
That's
Probably
that's what
C,
goes
F, and
into
G.
it.
Well, they probably need a minor chord because you need a little sadness in there.
That's in a Luke Combs song, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
it
3
could be.
chords and the
Is
truth.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
So he is Google Truck came back. That is Pat Benatar's husband.
husband. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So he's upgraded from partner to husband.
I guess so.
Ripping guitars
Kind of the
too.
same thing these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. So it's got an interesting flavor. I don't know if you guys have.
I actually like the flavor.
Do you?
Yeah,
Ooh.
It is,
I do.
It is
That's
quite, it's interesting. So the first
That's a big smell.
the
Yeah.
first whiff I got remind me of like children's Flintstone vitamins.
What?
Really?
Oh, hold on.
No.
You got a multivitamin? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On smell or
Okay,
taste?
wait a
I got
second.
it. I got
Smell
it on
or
taste.
taste?
I
Smell or
got it
taste?
on
Smell.
taste.
Do you really?
I'm tasting the smell of
Tasting the smell of the inside of the jar,
Yeah.
that bottle?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird. Alton. Wow.
No.
Well played, Altoon.
Yeah.
You guys do not think this tastes like the Flintstones.
It tastes like the smell.
Now
for
that
me.
he says the smell, because it's kind of like a real dull,
Yeah.
like flat,
Yeah.
many flavors.
Well, I never
smell.
had Flintstones.
Oh man.
More chewables or whatever they're called.
edibles.
Edible. That would be a good one.
They're bringing them back.
That's right.
This
That's
is-
Flintstoned.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Well
good.
played.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, somebody write that down.
It's already trademarked. No one take it.
Dave, you poured it into the wrong glass.
Did I?
It'll work. They work the same exact way.
They
One
do,
was empty
but
though, right?
They both were. But that's all right.
Because I know you like water in your bourbon. It's a different. I'm not really sure what flavors I'm getting on it.
There's a little bit of viscosity to it for me.
Yeah.
Like that oily,
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
has a little bit of a thickness
Real
to it.
long finish.
It has a
does
very
have a
long
very
finish.
long finish.
I like it actually.
Little citrusy.
I like the uniqueness of it. It's different. It's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the
It's definitely
uniqueness
different.
of it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I like the so they played around with the branding a little too much for me, but perfectly tuned taste, 12 bar reserve.
There's lots of plays on music
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Future defined, tradition respected.
It's different. Not loving it.
I'm not sure I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind it.
I get, and this is going to be, it's going to build off of the strange Flintstones. I get a little bit of like a tomato acid, like a tomato sauce acid on the first taste, but the finish completely changes to, I don't know, something else. It's got
Getting sour apple. I'm getting sour apple.
I was in the sour space, but yeah, you might be.
Yeah, I'm not digging it.
It's a cool concept.
I like it.
I like the long finish.
I like the long
Definitely
finish
got a long
too.
finish.
Definitely had a nice long finish.
I like that little thickness to it. I like the finish. I like the taste.
How much?
I have no idea. I'm not even sure where it came from.
God.
I didn't buy it. I mean, Sarah bought it
Isn't that
somewhere.
a good problem to have? You just
So
like
somewhere between here and Nashville.
Probably came from Nashville.
Okay.
You can
Well, it
get
makes sense.
You can get it. I have seen it.
Oh, you have? I've never
Yeah.
seen that one. Okay.
But they talk about. I have
He hasn't
seen it. Yes,
You've
I
never,
have.
You've never had this before.
I didn't say we had
Hey,
it
the guy-
before. I said
Right
I've
after we
seen
finished
it.
the horse soldier, he went to the.
I have seen it because I've called you numerous times saying because you're looking for 3 crosses and I always see this and I mix it up all the time.
Let me check your phone.
Yeah,
That was 4 chord.
Whatever.
4 chord.
You don't answer your phone. All right. But no, they talk about, I mean, Derek, seriously, they talk about the 12 bar blues progression. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay. Never mind then.
It's a music thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, interesting enough.
It is.
I like it.
Now, for the right price, though, this
But
would be fun to play with
don't
from
love
a
Yeah.
mixer.
It didn't really
Perspective.
hit me with the best shot.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Good one, Dave.
Nicely done.
I missed it. What happened?
Hit me with your best shot.
No, I said, though, if for the right price, this would be fun to play around with as a mixer to see what it pulls out as.
Yeah.
Let's see what they
Paper
sell it for on the
planes or-
interwebs.
Yeah.
It's around $56.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd pay.
Stay with my old tub.
Yeah, I mean that's a if you wanted if you're tired of like the traditional bourbon taste and you're looking for something a little different, this is kind of in that
It's different.
It's a roll of the dice,
Yeah.
yeah.
whether you like it or not. So
And
if you
that's
got
a
if you
12
got
year.
if you got 50 or 60, but
It's good.
It's a blend.
I know, but like you're blending. Does that mean they're all 12s blended, or one of them in there you got a splash of 12?
Probably.
Most of them, it's you got at least a splash of 12 in there.
Yeah.
Like, or could it be 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is this the blues progression math? It's not really 12. It's just
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's. I think
Okay.
it's pretty good. But for $56, I probably, to me, that's like a 35-40.
Probably take
max.
a chance on it,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, if it was $100, you'd be like, I'm a little disappointed in
Yeah.
that taste.
Yeah. But to your point earlier, though, dude, if you're somebody that drinks bourbon on a regular basis, you want to try something that's just a little bit
Yeah.
Yes.
to the left or right.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is definitely off center.
Yep.
Correct.
I saw these.
If it was on the shelf, I would drink it.
Well, if
That's fair.
Kratt brings that bottle back, I'll drink it. I'm
Yeah.
just not going to buy it.
Yeah. Just keep bringing it.
So
We'll kick it. I saw them play in 2000. It was at the Grand Ole Opry.
That's cool.
Pat
Very cool.
It
Benatar.
was, yeah. It was
Really?
a Staples sales meeting. Marcy ran it,
Oh, yeah.
and Pat Benatar was the entertainment that night.
Huh.
That's awesome.
And I had no idea. Like, it's one of those things where you go, oh, Pat Benatar, that'd be fun. And you realize, holy shit, I know like 30 songs.
Oh, yeah. I bet it would be fun. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
End up getting the
No way you're not
the
singing
time.
along, right?
No, I'm like, you're like, oh, I forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
loves
Yeah.
the battlefield, man.
It,
I'm telling you.
keep Googling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
This
I
is
missed,
true.
I missed that. What?
I'm not saying it this time.
So you saw the Opry?
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list. That's the Opry. It's cool. Wyman.
Why Pat Benatar at the Opry?
It was, I don't know. We'll have to ask Marcy. We can give her a call. But yeah, she was it. And I don't know. It seemed like it was an odd mix to not have a big country name.
Yeah.
While you're in Nashville,
I couldn't find anybody.
they're all like, "We don't live here.
I'm working pinkies tonight. I'm not good.
We're all on the road." But no, they were great, and he was ridiculous.
Really?
Like very, very talented.
Cool.
Yep. Good call.
Is he's a guitar player? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I wonder if they live in Nashville. Maybe that's why they're there.
Good question.
Although I
That
think
may
this
have
is
been it.
all barreled in Kentucky and then stored in Michigan or something.
Yeah, I
crazy
think.
like that.
Yeah, I think it says
Statesville.
distilled in Kentucky and Tennessee, perfectly tuned in Michigan. See,
Oh,
there again.
perfectly
play on
Boy,
words.
man, that copyright.
Wow, it's got some mileage on it.
Copywriter intern there.
Yeah.
did
I was
really
just
well.
gonna say. Must have been a
What
new.
else can we do?
Must have been a new
Yeah.
writer.
Just stringing it all together.
Yeah, like there's
a
another
theme.
one.
There's a theme.
Yeah.
So what's next? What do you have over there?
We have Heaven's.
Staying on a music theme. here.
Yeah, this is true. We can keep going down the music path.
Well, we need to hear about.
But we got to get to Kurtron's trip.
Kurtron.
I want to hear about
The
Kurtron's trip. I
miles.
might have to reload this.
Wasn't near what Alton and his wife experienced. But
Oh, shut your mouth, mister.
Let's give it a try.
yeah, I mean, same. Actually, the reason behind the trip was the same. 25th wedding anniversary on our 26th year. We spent roughly 2.5 weeks in Italy, with a little jaunt to London and the Netherlands before that. So it was good. But yeah,
And by John, you were proceeding in the Queen's funeral.
we were proceeding in the Queen's funeral. That's right. We were there the weekend of the Queen's funeral, which was not planned.
Neither was her death.
Well, that's what I mean.
Okay.
So
Coincidence?
coincidence.
I don't know.
Careful, we're going to get put on a list.
Conspiracy theorist.
That's right. Maybe more listeners.
Yeah. No, but it was pretty fascinating to be there during that time. The line to see her in waiting was like 5 miles long. It was like a 19-hour wait. It was crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, you were telling
Yeah.
us about that earlier. It's like there's nothing in life that I
No.
would wait that long to.
You would never see that here in the States.
No.
Never. But it was pretty interesting. It was a very historic moment to be there. So that was
First time to London?
First time to London. Yep. I would
Okay.
definitely go back. I wouldn't spend a lot of time there. I think 3 to 4 days is enough. But yeah, it was good. We had a good time. And then we went to the Netherlands to see my host family, just because we were there. And so we shot the train over, spent a couple days with them, and then we flew down to Italy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see
And
the
then-
boys? Did you see the boys over
Yeah.
over the summer?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw them. Yeah, it was good.
Max and
Luca
Luca.
and Mox.
Mox.
Yeah.
Mots.
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 Yeah.
Mots. Yeah. M-A-T-T-S. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good trip.
So you completely just glossed over Italy.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot.
Tell us about.
So we started at Lake Como. Spent
beautiful.
7 days there, rented a house in Menaggio. And then from there, we went down to Cinque Terre, spent a couple days there, saw 4 of the 5 cities. So I guess it was Quattro Terre.
Not bad.
And then we went down to Rome and we stayed with friends there. You guys know Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
So Cindy and Rick are living in Rome. And so we spent about 4 or 5 days with them in Rome. And then Liz and I went up to Tuscany, just outside of Florence. And we stayed at this really great place. They're called agriturismos. So they're like working farms that are turned into like boutique bed and breakfast places.
And probably bread.
But they're beautiful. They're set up in the hills of Tuscany, and like all the food is fresh from the land. And it was just such an amazing experience. And we spent 4 days there. And then while we were there, we did a Vespa tour in the countryside, and then we went hot air ballooning. So
Very cool.
yeah,
Well, so first of all, last time we talked about you not being able to hold your bladder for the 3 hours on the Vespa tour. How'd you do?
I did good, but I really had to go when we got back.
You were dehydrated and you had to pee.
Well, we got back, and then they took us right on the winery tour, which was in this castle, which was where we were having lunch. And we're like halfway through the tour, and I said to Liz, I'm like, I gotta go. Like,
It's time.
I've waited long enough.
I said, I will find you, but I gotta go. So I like left the tour.
I'll meet you at the airport.
And I'm walking back up to the place, and the guy who was heading the tour is like coming down looking for me because he didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
So on the Vespa tour, did you have like radios in your helmets as they're
Nope.
driving along? Oh, you just went to location to location?
Nope. There was probably 10 Vespas, and one guy led, and the rest of us just followed him along.
To the next spot, and then he talked about that spot, or was it
Yeah,
just like,
we would ride, and then we would stop at certain vistas and stuff like that. It was all out in the countryside, though. It was
That's
great.
cool.
There was
That's
like no
awesome.
traffic.
and you were drinking the whole way? Is that or like wine stops?
No, we didn't drink.
Okay. Good.
No, we drank when we got to the end, but no,
Yeah.
we didn't drink during the Vespa
Okay.
tour.
That's
Yeah.
Checking. That's cool.
But
That
we had
sounds like fun.
we had amazing weather. The trip was great. And funny thing, we actually found out good friends of ours from Jersey, who we haven't seen for 8 years, were there at the same time. So we had lunch with them in
That's
Rome.
wacky.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I have heard nothing about the hot air balloon.
When you said,
Um,
hold your bladder for 3 hours, I'm thinking hot air balloon.
No.
There's no hiding. There's no hiding.
I'd be like, you guys got look.
No.
Yeah.
This is what's about to. This is what's about to happen. So you guys can be a part of it, or you can go.
Just
No.
a brief shower.
The hot air balloon was just over an hour. So from the moment you went up till you came down,
When did you break it to Liz?
she didn't know till we pulled up.
Sweet. Oh, you pulled it
That's
off.
awesome.
That's awesome.
I mean, she had 3 things in her mind because we had to get up at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So, she
murder
thought-
suicide.
She thought we were going truffle hunting because you can actually go on tours to hunt for truffles.
Why not?
And
They send a pig with you.
I don't know exactly how they do it, but it's a real thing there. So
Yeah.
she thought it was that hot air ballooning. I can't remember what the third one was.
Somebody got to be up at 5:30 in the morning to go truffle hunting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be very happy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But,
we'll call that Plan B.
Yeah.
That's right.
So no, we got there. They had each basket held 16 people plus the
Whoa,
plus
big
the
basket.
ballooner. Yeah, the baskets were massive.
God.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was probably about as big as this room. I'm
Holy cow.
seriously not kidding you.
That makes me nervous.
And they had like 4 quadrants, and there was 4 people in each quadrant. And then the guy
Don't move.
Like Foursquare?
running the balloon. No, there was
Red
actually
Rover?
room to move around a little bit in each of the quadrants. And then the middle part was went across the whole basket, and that's where the driver of the balloon. I don't know what you call him, but so he all the fuel was there, and then he was maneuvering the balloon. And so they can control him a little bit. They can't make them go back. They have to go with the wind, obviously, all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, going up and down is a matter of how much air you give it, but you can release it as well, which brings it back down.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he did have some lines where they would pull, and I think it would change the shape of the balloon, which would move it different directions
Oh, that
as
makes
it was
sense.
moving
Yeah.
the direction of the wind. But what was pretty cool is that every once in a while, he would take a little piece of paper and he would throw it out the basket, and he would watch it, and if all of a sudden it started moving faster down at a lower level, he would bring the balloon
You
down
knew where the.
to get to that air, and then we would pick up speed. So it was pretty cool because he went up and down and
Yeah.
kind of moved us around. But he did have lines almost like on a sail that he could pull, and something would happen to the balloon.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So
Well done.
So you
It's a cool experience.
litter to figure out what's the fastest way to go. What direction.
I'm sure it's biodegradable paper.
I'm sure. In Italy, it probably
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But then there's multiple balloons up in the air too, so they're all communicating with each other on what's
wow.
going
Okay.
on in different areas and so forth. So
That's awesome.
at one point, I think we looked back, there were like 7 other balloons
Oh,
behind
wow.
us.
Okay.
Yeah, from
That's
different
so
balloon
cool.
companies. They weren't all part of the same balloon company.
16 people. That's
That's a
huge.
lot.
That
Yeah.
is huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you have to enter your weight?
Yes. You actually
In
did.
kilos. Oh, kilos.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you did because there was a restriction
Oh, I'm
on how much
sure,
weight
yeah.
they could put in each
Yeah,
balloon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. He landed that thing like nothing. It just came right down,
Set.
super soft and on the ground. Guys were there, grabbed the
the
sides,
That's great.
Wow.
and then they had a whole like champagne breakfast set up for us on
Man.
picnic little tables, and
That done good.
That doesn't.
it was
suck.
amazing. Yeah,
Good.
it was a
Yeah.
pretty cool experience, I have to say.
That's awesome.
they're-
Well done.
According to the Google truck, they're called aeronauts.
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 Now, was Liz like comfortable? Did she get anxious?
No, that kind
Man,
of stuff doesn't bother her.
I don't know.
Doesn't bother her at all.
That freaked me out a little bit.
This guy,
Oh, yeah, I'm out.
The guy who was our aeronaut, he had been doing it for 23 years, he had ballooned over like the Swiss Alps, Italian Alps.
Yeah.
Like he's done some major ballooning. So
What was the backup for Aeronaut 1?
Me? It's a good question, actually. If the guy had a heart attack, I'm not really sure what we would do.
Yeah.
Probably pick up a radio and be like, what line do I pull? Because there are no parachutes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a good trip. It was a pretty amazing trip.
So did you pull this trip together? Was this like how long have you been talking about this?
Liz and I planned it probably in a matter of, I don't know, a month and a half.
Wow.
We essentially booked our flights and then we booked everything else after that. So
That's great.
Well, your pictures, Kurt, were fantastic.
Thanks.
They really were.
Yes.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Yeah,
For sharing those.
we feel very lucky.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky.
It's a long time abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Not long enough.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I got since we were jonesing to get back.
So you got the itch to
Yeah.
try it again?
Yeah.
Work remote?
Maybe. Yeah, I'll have to work remote this time. I don't think I'm ever going to get a
Work?
3.5 week vacation again. I still don't know how I pulled that off.
Thanks, Elkie.
Yeah. Thanks, Elkie.
Got some good
I
people.
mean, I get
backing you up.
promoted for the rest of my career at GMR, but that's okay. I had a great vacation.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
So,
That is pretty cool.
irreplaceable.
Yeah, really.
it is.
Yep.
It is, right? And that's for us, and I know for you, we've all talked about that, but like, you can't put a price on that kind of stuff.
Nope.
That's right.
And it's, we're getting to that point. We're starting to hear more and more stories, and I'm just like, yeah.
Make it happen, people.
Yep.
The book I sent you guys, Die with Zero, it's all about that.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's when you listen to it, you're going to be like, we're already doing that.
Yeah.
This book is dumb.
And we're not going to listen to it. We're gonna read it, dude. We still
Okay,
use
all right.
paper. I still read paper books. I don't
I was
like
like,
this.
I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
what book did you send? Is
Yeah.
this another thing I didn't get? Because
Yeah.
You check your messages?
You're on the outside.
no, I saw the Audible.
All right, yeah.
I saw the Audible.
we just
Yeah, that's essentially, it's everything you've talked about.
Yeah. So we're going
It's
to try
in
it.
that.
But
That's
we are waiting on the book to arrive, and I will read
Okay.
the paper version.
Keep in mind, he just got Venmo like 6 months ago.
I know. Baby steps.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of book plugs, though, you gave me that book from John Acuff.
Yep.
Start.
Yep.
Incredible book. So
Excellent.
for
That's in
anybody,
your pile.
yeah.
Okay.
It's called
Yeah.
Start, and it's really, I mean, it's like it basically takes the notion that we talk about over and over again, like do what you love and call it work. It's just basically a kickstart guide to that.
It's cool. I'm reading Finnish.
Did you finish it? No. I can't finish this.
I think that was
It's like this big.
I think that would stress me out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if I don't finish, what, what does that say about me?
It's very meta.
Yeah.
Oh god, let's not go
This
there.
was not that
Meta.
deep. This is much easier to read, but it was cool. I highly recommend it.
Who's the author?
John
Uh,
Acuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acuff,
He,
okay.
he was on my team at Staples.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's
Started
cool.
off as a copywriter.
Cool.
And I think on my first week there, he quit. So he wrote a book called Quit. and he quit in such a poor way. We sent him back out. I was like, no, you can't quit that way. Go back and figure it out. It was like a drive-by, like, knocked on the door. Hey, you got a minute? Yeah, I quit. I'm like, no, that's not how you do it.
That's not.
Yeah, go back.
So-
Try again.
He was young, he was green,
Yeah.
and full of energy, full of excitement.
Maybe start with a letter. Bring me a letter.
Did he come back and say, "I quit, please"?
Can I please quit?
I quit now.
Hey, asshole! I quit.
Aggressively? What do you?
I quit, asshole.
And the opening chapter of that book is that scene. He talks about who was in my office at that time.
Really?
He was
That's
like,
awesome.
I walked into Derek and Tom was there, and yeah, it was funny. And he's gone on to do just great, amazing things. New York Times bestseller. He's part of Dave Ramsey's team.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Got a great following.
Yeah. Highly recommended.
Good
It's-
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you should have let him quit.
we did eventually. Yeah,
When he got
we
it
worked
right.
him up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he named the book Quitter. His first book was
I
Quitter.
think so.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Versus quiet quitter.
Yeah, that's happening. That is a thing.
That is definitely a
That
thing.
is a thing.
Yeah.
So
All right, I'm
That's
dry.
cool. You are dry.
I am dry.
got to do his bourbon runs.
This is
All right,
a great idea, actually.
Yeah. I'm going to make a run to the truck.
All right, Take a break.
Which is right behind the bathroom.
Like that Lewis Hamilton.
No, they have to be, right?
It's
They have
uber
to be.
competitive.
Yeah.
Uber competitive.
Yeah. And-
It is like competition on steroids.
It is.
Oh,
The last
yeah.
few races, for those who didn't find the podium, they're fighting to show up next year. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
every bit counts.
It's like fashion, man. One day you're in, one day you're out.
Just like
Nibble in the
fashion.
blink.
The analogy, not just like fashion.
Flash.
They're pretty fashionable, though. You know?
Yeah, they're doing all right.
They're all doing all right. Whether they're winning or losing, they're all doing all right.
When does the next season come out for
I don't think till next
don't know.
year.
Drive to Survive?
I stopped watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just kind of started feeling repetitive. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
It is a little bit. I mean, the format changed a little bit later in the second season,
Yeah.
but I do like the way they switch the stories around, where it's about the driver, then it's about the managers of the team, then it's about the owners of the team. So, yeah. But there is one coming out around golf, and I'm not sure when that one's coming out. They followed a PGA tour. They did kind of the same thing,
Interesting.
same format, but in the
I've seen
PGA
that.
space.
Yeah. Backstory there.
Yeah.
lots of editing, I'm sure.
No.
Then there'll be a
Oh.
whole series coming out on FTX on that whole billion to zero in a week.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
That's been
I never responded to you. But that
amazing.
is, we
Yep.
have been kind of starting to. We weren't paying attention to you sent that note.
Oh my God. I can't read enough about it because I'm like, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
We
I've got
we
so
saw
many
this
questions-
coming.
I got so many questions about a cryptocurrency exchange. Not even a crypto.
Yeah.
It's not even a currency. It's an exchange. Like what? How the hell is
Yeah.
an exchange worth $1 billion?
Yeah, there was just an article. It's like the head of the cryptocurrency. He's like, I think we may be falling on bad times. I'm like, well, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's not real.
Yeah. The number one exchange, Binance, has been withdrew its position a couple weeks ago from FTX, which set off everyone doing this. And then they begged Binance to help bail them out. And they're like, yeah, in a tweet, we looked at the books. We can't figure it out. We don't know where the money went. We don't believe that they're doing it right. And then gone.
Gone.
And then this week, Binance pulled its stake out of crypto.com. And the same thing is happening. You're like, oh, this number one player had
Just-
a little bit in each one of them. They all got comfortable and they just pulled it out. Overextended. Remarkable.
Yeah.
But funny how people who believed in cryptocurrency now all of a sudden want their hard, real money back. You can take my real money. I'll take the fake token instead.
Yeah.
Now I want my real money back.
Yeah.
No, just believe in it.
Yeah. Just keep the
I
faith.
don't believe anymore.
Keep the faith. Yeah.
Yep.
If you wait long enough, it'll come back.
That's crazy. So bananas.
Yeah. That's a different.
It's like here, take my house and I'll live in the air that you sell me until
Yeah.
it goes up in price, and then I'll.
This whole thing. It's going to be.
But here's what I don't understand. There's a lot of smart people who bought into that, and I just don't get that. It's just fucking stupid.
Yep.
Oh, they're
Yep.
just riding the momentum of nothingness.
Yep. All the celebrities that are attached to this have lost whatever they had put into it and credibility, their face. So they're just
Yeah.
like,
I wonder how much they had put into it versus just swapping basically image rights for equity.
yeah.
Maybe
I think Brady and Giselle had
a
$100 million in.
who?
Brady and Giselle.
They were $100 million in?
Okay,
Good
but
Lord.
that's like us buying a Starbucks for everybody in Starbucks.
Oh, no. That still hurts.
Yeah,
Well,
that's nine.
maybe that's what caused the
That
divorce.
hurts. Yeah, she saw it coming. I don't know.
Oh well.
It's not helping. It's not. Now they both have half of nothing.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
I'm like you, Kurt. I don't
gone.
understand how anybody who has a real grasp on things could put money behind it. Not like the Matt Damon did the ads for it, and I
Yeah.
think that may have been an equity exchange or whatever. But it's like that's okay. Again, even that to put my name behind something that's not
way.
real.
Yep.
But geez.
Brady and Giselle were paid $20 million for their ad campaign. Their part was their talent fee was $20 million,
They said they only lost $80 million.
and then they put in $100 million of their own as angel investors. And you got Steph Curry.
I wonder if they got
David
paid
Ortiz.
that $20 million. I wonder if they got that in crypto.
Probably they probably like
so.
we'll take in that. Yeah, that's bananas.
I don't know,
If you
yeah,
can't
so-
figure it out, if you can't explain it to a fourth grader,
100%.
It's
Amen.
stay away, boys.
Amen.
All right, we're back.
All right.
We're going in hot.
Bring it.
This is for you, buddy.
Thank you.
So
Buckle up, Kurtron. It's coming in.
we're going.
Why do you guys act like I can't take this shit?
No, I meant this is in honor of you and your mom.
Thank you.
So we break this
Hear,
one
hear.
open when someone we love has passed, and this is Heaven's Door. This is Cask Strength. This is hot. This is 113. We may have started with this one night and realized it was a bad idea because we couldn't taste
Fried our
couldn't
taste
taste the
buds.
water
Yes,
after that.
I think that's the night Dave almost fell cutting the steak, so he went to bed.
Oh my God.
God.
That was a different
boy.
night for sure.
That was a memorable one for those that remember.
That was a Clyde Made bottle, wasn't it?
That
It was.
It was the Clyde made.
several bottles of some
Thank you,
flavors.
yes. Yeah.
Politely excused
We
myself.
did drink that whole bottle, but I think we drank more.
We did.
Oh, we did.
For
We
sure.
kept going.
Yeah, we
Yes.
didn't slow down.
Probably
Big
wasn't the
Tongue
best
was very
decision, but
good.
it wasn't. It was a decision.
So this is a Bob Dylan name on it.
I got chocolate.
Totally got chocolate.
This is the mash bill. We've done this one before. This is 75% corn, 21 rye, and 4% barley.
I don't think we've done cash straight before.
Not sure.
Because I brought the other bottle.
Oh, did
it
you?
was the black.
I think you're mixing that up with something.
Okay.
Cherries.
But yeah, this is one that keep it on the shelf. Special occasions, doing it in memory of someone that's passed. And I know you guys came back from Italy, right back into being with your mom.
Yeah. Yep. It was a hard way to come back from a great vacation. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So, what is one lasting memory that you want to share with us? That when we think of your mom, we think of when I think of your mom, I think of all the voicemails and all the phone calls you got from her. Never had a chance to meet her, but she's pretty good with the phone.
Marion knew how to hit dial Kurt.
I think so there's something funny about that because we all laughed about my nephew did one of the eulogies and he talked about how my mom would leave messages like she was writing a letter.
That's awesome.
So it would be like, "Hi Blake, this is your grandmother," and then she'd go on and leave the message, and then she'd say, "Grandma," at the end. And then
Sincerely.
and she would do that with us kids too. It was, "This is your mother," and then she would sign off, "Mom."
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know. It's hard to capture one thing of my mom. I mean, she was a tough lady. She was a tough mom. But man, she was a hard worker. She was a hard worker.
Yeah, reading the write up, the obituary. Yeah, it tells she had her hands in a lot of things.
Yeah.
and touched a lot of people.
She
and
did.
a lot of things. So,
She did.
yeah.
It's funny. My brother just sent me a message the other day because I was just checking in with my siblings, and my brother said, he's like, "I think of mom when I'm cutting the lawn, and I think of dad when I'm in the shop." And then he went on to say, and I'm making sure that all my lines are straight in the lawn. So
There you go.
because that came from my mom, because she cut the lawn all the time. But if you cut the lawn, she made sure that your lines were straight.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah. But I think there were three things. Everybody that came through the line at the funeral, during the visitation, there were three things. One, she was a sweet lady, which of course we're all like, okay, are you sure you're at the right funeral? She was a sweet lady, just in her own way, but she was super sweet to people. And then, boy, could she walk. My mom walked a lot, and she was a fast walker.
Okay.
Yes, to the point where she would say, "I don't need sunscreen because the sun can't catch me."
Wow.
Yeah.
She was in Wisconsin. You guys,
They do see the sun there once in a while.
Yeah, it's a long day. When it comes out.
And then just how hard of a worker she was. So,
And then you sent us a photo of
Yeah.
a gift that she would be remembered by.
well, this was kind of a tradition with her and my dad, but she kept it up after my dad passed. And so every year we would get a big bottle of booze, depending on
How old were you?
Depending on, it's a very young age, I can't say. We would all get a big bottle of booze, and then My mom was known for how she loved peanut M&Ms. And as far back as I can remember, she always had a bowl of peanut M&Ms in the house somewhere. Till the day she moved into the nursing home and then into the memory care, and she still had a bowl of peanut M&Ms all the time.
Wow.
And so my brother bought us each, I think it's like a 3 family size container of peanut
Like
M&Ms.
Costco size,
Yeah,
right?
Costco size. Yeah.
Love it.
So we each got that the night before the funeral. So
That was a sweet
That was
picture.
awesome. It was cool.
yeah, it was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
no, she was a good lady. I learned a lot from her.
Nice.
Learned a lot from her.
I mean, I think we do feel like we got to know her a little bit through you. So
Yeah.
not the fast walking part. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I mean, she would come to our house in Jersey and visit, and she would power wash my whole pool deck.
Love that.
She was like 80 years old at the time.
That's awesome.
Don't fall in, Mom.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mom, when are you coming back?
Yeah. So
And everyone wants to know if you want a little side hustle.
yeah. Yeah, no, she was a good lady.
That's awesome.
Good lady.
That's
All
great.
right. To Marion.
To Marion.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So thank you. That was nice.
Yeah.
So how did she know after all those years what bottle to get everybody? Did you get the same bottle for the last 10 years?
No, it always changed depending on so she would always ask.
She would ask,
What are you
oh,
drinking
what are
these
you
days?
Okay, all right. All right.
And I'd be like, I'm drinking
Happy.
Pap.
And so are my 3 buddies.
Yeah. So. But it was funny because my brother had asked. He's like, what kind of bourbon do you like? And I thought it was just so that he had bourbon in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't have to buy me any bourbon. I said, but I did give him a list.
Yeah.
And Wild Turkey 101 I put on the list because I'm like, it's a cheaper.
Yeah, still.
It's still
Oh, it's a
good.
good
I
pour.
love
Still a good
it's
pour.
a
Still
totally
great.
misunderstood bourbon.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm like, Wild Turkey's great. I gave him 2 others, but I said, if you
Easy to
have that,
find.
I said, I'll drink that. I said, I'll mix it or I'll drink it on the ice or whatever. And I got a big bottle of Wild Turkey.
Saw that. Yeah, you saw that.
I didn't know they made them that big actually. So
He should have secretly asked us. We would have told him he loves Old Everhold.
That's his favorite. If you get your hands on some Clover,
Oh, he's a big Clover fan.
that would be like a big square bottle. That would
Big
be
Clover
crazy.
fan.
That would be nuts. That would be nuts.
big square
So,
nasty bottle.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
hey,
awesome.
should we do something fun tonight?
Let's do it.
All right. So this John Hoppenbauer,
Yep.
who is my number 1 fan in Minnesota.
Oh.
Just to be clear.
To narrow it down.
Just to be clear, I told you guys this story. I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about this.
Hey,
So should I?
Alton, let's make sure we edit the bio that Kurt has 1 fan.
Yeah. Exactly.
I have 2 fans. How many fans do you have, Dave?
Lots of fans.
Yeah, I don't see him calling in for you.
Much many.
He's still reading his books.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Doing
Exactly.
puzzles.
So let me. Oh, sorry. So let me do this. I'm going to try giving him a call. We'll see if he answers. I don't know if he'll answer. Or do you want to wait and do this another time?
No, give it a shot.
All right. Let me see if I can get him.
Only he will know what he missed.
This
Yeah.
is this is his 2nd attempt. 3rd attempt.
No, this is his buddy. I've never had this number before.
He's probably.
Can you hear that?
This could go wrong.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
He won't answer because it's a Jersey number.
You gonna leave him a message?
No, I'm going to call him again.
I
The
wouldn't,
election's over.
I wouldn't answer a New Jersey call either.
He's not going to answer.
What's his cat's name again?
I'm going to call him again.
Is this John?
John.
His name is John Hoppenbauer.
Can we get his address? No,
I can get his address.
Yeah, let's put that on the interwebs.
John, if you didn't answer.
Johnny boy.
yeah, John Hoppenbauer.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really serious with him.
You're good at that.
Oh yeah.
Come on, John, answer
everybody
the phone. He's probably watching football and won't answer the phone.
John. I do want to hear about their trip, though.
They didn't go yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
you leave him a
Yeah,
message, tell
yeah.
him to call us.
Let's
and
leave
let
him a
us know.
message.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
Okay.
John Hoppenbauer.
Well, I guess we won't send the happy.
Sorry, John. You were a winner.
John. Next caller.
You were a winner.
Not getting the bet.
You were a
not
winner.
getting the box of the Bourbon Boys top 10 picks.
Yeah.
And the T-shirt.
Are we still
selling merch?
I'm gonna.
I think so.
Yeah, we are.
Have we sold anything?
We still offer merch. Are we selling anything?
Speaking of which,
Who are we calling now?
I might actually buy a hat
still
and
trying to call him?
have us all sign. I am. I'm trying it again. I'm just gonna keep
You're
calling
not
him until he
blocked.
answers.
He's like,
Yeah, you've been blocked now.
Hey, John, we're sorry, man.
John.
If you're listening.
John.
We can sing him the Jansen anthem.
Johnny boy.
There's a Jansen anthem?
Yeah, there is. We sang it for my mom.
How do we not know this?
Let's hear the Jansen anthem. We are the Jansen.
Yeah.
The Dancing Jansons.
He won't answer.
Dude,
Good move, John.
This is good. I like this.
This is really
It's
good.
good stuff. Serious about the chocolate and the cherries. And the caramel.
Yeah.
It's all in there.
This doesn't taste like it's. What proof is this? 112?
113.
It doesn't taste that. Maybe I'm just getting more tolerant.
I think you are. It's pretty good. It's pretty hot.
It's very good.
I like it.
It is very good.
I like it a lot.
Yep, we're getting there.
Well, boys.
What do we got for last call?
I don't know, Dave. What's last call?
Why are you looking at me, man? Nobody told me it was my turn. And I've sucked at the last like four or five last calls I've done.
All right. You got one?
No, go ahead.
All right. Last call is you're packing for a trip. You got room in your carry-on, or if you're driving, for one bottle.
Yeah.
The bride looks at you and she goes, just one. Just take one bottle. You got to take one bottle for your trip, road trip, canyon trip, overseas trip. And you can choose from Belfour, Heaven's Door, and 3 Chord.
And you have to tell us what music you want to listen to while you drink it, because we've got 2 themed bottles here.
Oh, I'm down with that.
So, which bottle and what music?
Okay.
I'll go first.
Yeah. Because I
What were you thinking?
panicked. Yeah.
I would do Heaven's Door. Because I think, when I travel and when I'm sitting out on a patio somewhere, whether it be in the mountains or whatever, I tend to think about either people that aren't with us anymore or just people that I care about.
Just reflecting time.
Yeah. And just say, boy, it sucks you're not here.
Yeah.
No. And I would probably be listening to some like really good Brazilian bossa nova music. Sipping on my bourbon.
That's what I was going to say.
Took my answer.
No, but it's cool, though, to your point on reflecting, like, sucks you're not here or whatever. But it's also, and I know you're being a little sarcastic there, but
I was.
But you're also that pause of when you think about all the things that person did that made them come to mind, either to help you get to where you are, or that make you appreciate where you are. So that's really cool.
Well, and listen, there were many moments where I wished you guys were with me. So
we did too.
There was many moments we wish we were with you too.
Yeah. Maybe a few more than you wanted us. But
That's right.
I like it.
who's next?
I'll go next.
Give it a shot.
We'll roll with it. Heaven's Door, same thing. Definitely out of the 3 bourbons tonight, my favorite. Similar to what you guys said, I think having that bottle in a moment to think about the person that may have left us and the memories that you have of them, the impact that they made on your lives and other people.
Yep.
Music's kind of tough because it's like, I want to say Blues Traveler because it's like kind of in line with the flavor of this bourbon, just bluesy but maybe not the best music to listen to when you're thinking about impacts that someone may have made on your life or moments. But
I don't know.
I'll go with that. I'll go with Blues Traveler.
That's good. That's good.
I think music's all about what it jogs in your memory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
So.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of ways to go with this. I would go with the Belfour. Because I'm assuming on my road trip, Natalie's coming with.
Yep.
and she started drinking bourbon. And of the three, that's the one that's
Go,
closest.
Natalie.
Yeah, no kidding.
Love
So
that.
that's that's a good flavor.
Okay, man.
Get her a pour sit with me, and
Yeah.
the music would be probably something along the lines of Blues Travel or Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
Get her singing along. 'Cause
Love
that's
it.
when we just have some.
Sarah's been waiting for female company on the bourbon team for a long
Exactly.
time,
Yeah.
so
Natalie's here.
she'll be excited.
Starts with an old fashioned. From there, it's all
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
love it.
So
Love it.
Belfour and
Bare Naked Ladies, that's good too.
B&L.
That's awesome.
Do
I'm with you on the Belfour. I think it's I could probably do a couple pours
yep.
at a 96
Yeah.
and not be completely wasted.
Well, it's not while we're driving, right?
Just- no.
It's a road
When we
trip.
get to our destination.
When you've
Okay.
stopped.
At the end of the day, kind of
Okay, all right.
wind it down. You throw Spotify on. That's what I got. Just discovered Hoagie Carmichael from like the 30s and 40s.
Oh, cool.
So looking at that bottle and thinking back to that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's kind of a not crooner, but it's definitely
Yeah.
like pre World War II time. Big band sound. So there's something
Sweet.
about that bottle that I feel is a good match visually.
I get you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. And it's something that I don't know the songs, but it's a vibe and it's a feel that just you don't have to track with the lyrics. You just feel it.
Just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is a great bottle, isn't it?
It really is.
So as long as I can get those stickers off.
I don't know. They're on.
I don't know. I would keep the stickers on, actually. I think the Belfour, it almost sounds like an apartment building.
Yeah.
Where do you live? I live in the Belfour.
Live at the Belfour.
And Kurt, to your point, very Art Deco.
Very Art
Oh,
Deco.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, boys. Well,
Okay.
I'm glad we're all back.
Yeah.
Everyone's back.
Hey,
Safe.
we belong.
Good experiences. We
Oh,
Just
God.
Had to get one more in. Dude.
That's well played.
Yeah, I
I
tried.
appreciate your deep lyrics.
I don't get it.
Sometimes you're funny.
I'll explain on the way home out.
He's got the CD in his back pocket.
That's right, yeah.
All right, guys.
It was
All
good to give it a
right,
shot.
boys.
We had the Belfour, 96 proof. Hockey player made that one. We had 3 chord made by a guitarist.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Heaven's Door made
By
by
a musician.
musician, poet, welder.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on, that Bob Dylan.
Harmonica player.
Yeah.
Awful voice.
All right, guys.
Good time,
till we
gents.
can.
Yeah.
Bourbon on.
Cheers, bourbon on.